Airlines, they had to cancel a lot of flights, and there was all kinds of chaos afterwards, a near riotous situation. Passengers were very upset that these planes were canceled, but did the airline handle the situation well? Our next guests, Janet Wall and Devontae Garrett, were actually arrested. They've been charged with a slew of things like trespassing, inciting a riot, disorderly conduct. They say they are innocent. Janice Wall joins us now, along with Devontae Garrett.
Her brother.
We are glad you made it back
And we also have Reverend Kevin McCall of the National Action Network, who's actually helped them get home. All right, Janice and Devontae, tell us exactly what happened. Start from the very beginning. What time did you get to the airport in Fort Lauderdale?
We got at the airport in Fort Lauderdale around 3:15, 3:30.
What time was your flight?
For 4:30.
And then what happened?
We had our boarding passes printed. We moved to the front to get our bags checked. They said that we were not allowed to board our flight due to cancellations. So they put us into another flight for around 8:25. At that time, we waited at the gate for the flight to board. It was around 8:20 when they said they made an announcement saying that they're going to have a delay because they're waiting for a flight attendant to come. And so everyone waited. Then they made another announcement saying that LaGuardia Airlines airport closes at 12 o'clock, so there's a curfew, so everyone needs to rush to the front to try to get online.
So they said everyone needs to rush to the front.
Yes.
That's how they said it on the intercom. They said everybody needs to rush.
Like where the boarding, how they break the policy.
To board the plane.
Because everything you mentioned up until that point has happened to all of us. Flights get canceled, you know what I mean? But they said you have to rush. It's a first come, first serve.
Rush to come to the lines before.
So then what happened?
So everyone's on the line.
Yeah.
While everyone's on the, I'm sorry.
No. While everyone's on the line, they proceed to make another announcement saying that the flight from Fort Lauderdale to LaGuardia is officially canceled. From that moment, everyone supposed to board that flight extremely got upset and was very confused and not understanding what was going on. And the airline didn't give us any information on what's going to happen and what's the next step. So then they end up giving an announcement saying, please proceed to the ticket center to try to schedule a rebooking flight. So everyone, rushed to the front to try to get their rebooking flight. And then they end up telling us, okay, you have to wait on the line.
For the Dallas and Denver.
There was other flights also being taken care of.
Was it a long line?
It was the line, I can't even explain to you how long the line was. It's probably as big as this building, circling it like 100 times.
Can we see that video again? Because there is rushing, pushing. What portion of the evening does this happen? And I'm really struck by what you said about the airline told you to rush. They actually said, they encouraged them.
Well, for us to get there as soon as possible to try to rebook it. What you see in the video here is us actually being attacked by the police because they tried to remove us from the building to not even get our flight.
Janice,
I'm in the orange and pink dress. That's the sheriff holding me down.
You know what? I think we have a slowed down version of this. So can we go to that one? And you're in the orange and pink dress.
Yes.
Okay. So explain to us what we see in this video.
In this video is the sheriff's attacking us and putting aggressive, restraints on us. For what reason, I'm not sure why. And then I end up seeing my brother on the floor with 3 officers on top of him, and that was me rushing towards him. That was me rushing towards him to try to help my brother. The police kept grabbing me and spinning me around to try to move me away from him. Now, people say that we tried to fight and other passengers, it wasn't that. The passengers seen the police doing that to us, they wanted to help. That's what the situation was. Other passengers wanted to help us during the situation.
Devontae, you were on the ground, so what happened? How did you get there?
I wasn't on the ground.
Okay. Explain the situation.
I was the first one that was arrested at the ticket counter. And the police officers, they came up to us and they said, all right, you guys need to leave. And we said, okay, we will leave probably with no problem. We just want our money back, or at least get our rebooking back. Cuffed me right there. Once I got cuffed, they grabbed my brother Desmond and they slammed him to the ground. Then they grabbed Janice and then they picked her up and they slammed her. Janice got up because now there's like 4 or 5 cops on top of him. There's other passengers there they're telling my brother Desmond he's resisting, and then there's other passengers that's like he's not resisting, like just straighten his arm out. We're done doing this.
Was
Reverend
anybody
McCall.
resisting?
Nobody was resisting.
No one's resisting.
Reverend McCall, the National Action Network, a very prominent civil rights group. Do you feel, and folks, do you feel that you were targeted because of the color of your skin?
No, this is a very diverse fight. It's not a race issue. It was a bargaining issue between the Airline Pilot Association and Spirit. They were going through some issues and bargaining. What they didn't tell the passengers were that they were going through an issue with pilots not coming into work.
And we heard about the job action.
They didn't come into work, so they were canceling flights, but they didn't put anything. So they got caught in the melee of that aspect. They got forced charges. This all could have been avoided by Spirit. Spirit has not officially gave them an official apology in terms of what happened. They spent a night in jail. They didn't even work to be able to get them back to New York. It was our organization, National Action Network, to help them be able to get back to what transpired. They look to us. These are members of our organization. They come to our Saturday Action Rally frequently with Reverend Al Sharpton. So this is not something that just on the street that happened. So Spirit has to be responsible for what transpired.
We have a statement from Spirit.
Yeah, we do. And the statement reads,
Okay.
"We sincerely apologize to our customers for the disruption and inconvenience they have suffered.
Okay, continues. Okay.
We are also shocked and saddened by the events that took place. We are hopeful that we can put this moment behind us and get back to serving our customers."
How can you put this behind them when they have charges they have to go back to Florida to face? You can't just write this over. This is not something that you can just write over and just think is all okay and dandy and done with. This is something that you have to deal with ongoing.
When do you have to be back?
They said that we have to come back for a court date in
2
about
to
a
3
month.
weeks.
Will you fly Spirit?
Never again.
Well, let me ask you, could anything have been misconstrued? Did you get angry with the person who was giving you? Because, listen, I understand the frustration. Was there anything that could have been misconstrued as angry or violent?
I was in Florida for a birthday vacation, and I was coming back to New York for my graduation. So I was frustrated because I felt like no one was trying to give me, let me know what's going to happen and how they're going to handle the situation. I just felt like they just put me off to the side and didn't care. They said, "Well, you're gonna have to wait."
Did you yell? Did you scream? Did you bang on the desk?
No, I didn't bang on the desk, but I did yell and I did try to get someone's attention. Now, it wasn't just me. It was everyone who was frustrated. Everyone who boarded that plane and the flights got canceled, they were all screaming and all yelling.
Hey, it's not against the law to get upset when you've been treated like that. We'll see what happens. Janice, Devontae, Reverend, thank you very much.
Thank you.
He's coming right back.